Today, we are thrilled to have Rebecca Perkins, Outreach Manager for Wellspring Alberta, here to introduce us to Wellspring's programs and services and to share in a meaningful conversation about cancer support in regional and rural communities. So I will now turn things over to Rebecca.
Thanks so much, Lindsay. And thank you everyone for gifting some of your time today to come learn more about Wellspring. My name is Rebecca and I'm our outreach manager for Wellspring Alberta. I am going to be sharing some slides, but before I begin, I just thought if anyone can put up the thumbs up emoji or a wave or something if you've heard of Wellspring before, just to help give me a little bit of an idea, fantastic, of where everyone's at. So there's a couple of people that heard of Wellspring or know a little bit about us, which is great. And for those of you who don't, we've got lots of wonderful information to share with you today. And if you're joining as a healthcare professional or a representative from a community-based organisation, I hope that you can take some of this information forward to be able to share with your communities or clients that you're working with. And for those of you who have heard about Wellspring, I've got some new information to share with you because we recently have launched a new website with a new program registration system. So stick around and you might be able to find out some new information that you don't already know. So I'm just going to share my screen and then we'll jump straight in. I will move through the land acknowledgement. Thanks to Lindsay for doing that this morning. And just also add that Wellspring acknowledges the traditional healing pathways and knowledge of our interconnectedness with the land as gifts provided by elders and knowledge keepers. And what I really like to pause and take a moment to acknowledge, particularly after a land acknowledgement, is our Indigenous Cancer Sharing Circle. So at Wellspring, we are very proud to have hosted for over 3 years now the Indigenous Cancer Sharing Circle. This program is run by a number of elders and has been co-created with Wellspring Alberta and Cancer Care Alberta. This program provides a safe space for people who identify as First Nations, either those who are caring for someone with a cancer diagnosis or have been diagnosed themselves. So I'm more than happy to provide some more information about that program, but I really like to pause and mention that at the beginning, straight after our land acknowledgement. So who is Wellspring? Our members, the people that we serve at Wellspring, refer to us as the friend you didn't know you needed. Everything we do at Wellspring is around the essence of ensuring that no one has to face cancer alone. Wellspring Alberta is a non-for-profit cancer support organisation, and we provide a warm community and a wide variety of programs to support people through their cancer diagnosis as well as caregivers. Essentially, what we do is we work closely with Alberta Health Services. We let the medical professionals do what they do best to treat the illness, and we look after all the non-clinical aspects of a cancer diagnosis that also need care and support. Looking at the emotional, social, psychosocial, financial, and practical components of someone that are also disrupted through a cancer diagnosis. I'm very proud to say that all of our programs and resources are provided free of charge for both the caregiver and for the person who may be diagnosed with cancer. I'm going to share a very brief video now. It's about 2 minutes long, but it speaks to the essence of Wellspring. And I think I could stand here or sit here today and share lots of information about who we are, but truly the most impact comes from hearing from those folks who are using our programs. Hope you enjoyed that video, everyone. I'm going to jump back into my PowerPoint, so I apologize for the jump around. But there are some beautiful takeaways from that video, and the one that always really stands out to me is how you actually laugh a lot at Wellspring. So whilst we do provide a lot of programs and services that are very specific to managing a cancer diagnosis, there's also a lot of programs that help take someone's mind off cancer and really cultivate a sense of community and belonging there where laughter is welcomed. Just as a bit of a background now, Wellspring, the model actually was created in 1992 by a patient and oncologist team in Toronto. We then launched Wellspring Alberta and opened up Karma House in Calgary in 2009. And when we refer to houses or centres, these are not spaces where we provide accommodation for people living with cancer, but they are beautiful, warm, welcoming, non-clinical spaces where we run our programming and where people are able to come together and connect. In 2017, Edmonton House opened, and we outgrew our house in the northern part of Calgary and opened up our Randy O'Dell house in Seaton in the southern part of Calgary in 2019. In 2020, we transitioned all of our programming online, which has really enabled us to expand our reach and be able to support people who are living with cancer, as well as caregivers all across Alberta and beyond. We also launched our outreach strategy in 2020, which I'll share more information about with you today, which is the project that I've been leading for 4 years. And in 2022, we merged Wellspring Calgary and Wellspring Edmonton to become a provincial organisation called Wellspring Alberta. I hope that just helps to paint a bit of a picture of our history and where we are today. At Wellspring, building a community and co-creating stronger cancer support communities all across the province is critical for what we do. But alongside the communities that we build, we also run a wide, diverse range of evidence-informed programming. All of our programs at Wellspring are run by paid professionals. So we have volunteers at Wellspring who are our heartbeat and help us in many other ways, but all the programming provided at Wellspring is run by paid professionals. Any programs we run are developed and piloted through a rigorous research and proposal process, and they're constantly evaluated to ensure that we're meeting the needs of our members. All of our programming is available free of charge and without referral. And someone can access our programs online via Zoom, over the telephone, such as peer support programming, and in person in certain communities. Currently, we have programming in person operational in Edmonton and Calgary, as well as Lethbridge and Red Deer, and we are continuing to expand our reach of in-person programming across the province. We currently provide over 70 different types of programs. So we really provide a diverse range of programs, a buffet, so to speak, where people can come and pick and choose what programming might best meet their needs. Our programs are broken down into 6 different offerings, and I'll go into this a little bit more in a second. But for now, just overarching, we have different types of exercise and movement programs. We have different types of symptom management programs, such as brain fog, for example. We have practical programs and services to help look at finance or workplace strategies, looking at returning to work, maybe after a cancer diagnosis or maybe after supporting someone and being in that caregiver role. We provide a lot of individual and group support programs and therapeutic arts and music programs as well as self-development and education. So they're the 6 pillars of which all of our different programming fits into. We also provide programming over different timeframes. So some programs are multi-week, such as Healing Journey or Brain Fog. They might run for a 6 to 8 week period where someone comes weekly, either online or in person, through that particular program or course. We also offer a large variety of single session programs, so drop-in programs where someone can just come along, try something new, and that program is offered once, and then they can choose to whether they want to come back. So that's like our yoga programs or different types of art programs, or some of our supportive conversation type programs too. We also have appointment requests. So this is something that's been newly developed with our new registration system I was referring to at the beginning. But someone can request an appointment for a one-on-one program such as peer support, money matters, or our transition support coach. Just to touch very quickly on Money Matters, that is an incredible resource that people who are living with cancer have access to. They can book a one-on-one appointment with one of our Money Matters coordinators who will look at more of those practical elements, anything to do with filling out forms, finances, insurance, wills and estates. I've just been diagnosed with cancer. What's my next step? Taxation, etc. So it really is an incredible one-to-one service that's provided free of charge that someone can book an appointment into. And our transition support coach. So we do not provide clinical psychology and counseling at Wellspring. However, we do have a support coach who specializes in grief and will help people look at transitioning through the different situations that they may be going through. In addition to our wide variety of programming that we provide, we also offer kid-friendly programs. So these programs are not for children with cancer. There are many other organizations out there who are doing incredible work, and we don't want to reinvent the wheel. Instead, kid-friendly programs are looking at programs for children where their significant caregiver may be living with a cancer diagnosis. We also have programs for young adults and public programs, ones like yourselves as maybe healthcare professionals, community members that can participate in our speaker series, where we have a wide range of incredible researchers and professionals join us via Zoom, just like we are doing today, to provide information and updates on a whole variety of topics relevant for anyone who might be living with cancer. Our peer support program is one I really want to highlight today, which is an incredible telephone-based programming where we have a number of trained volunteers who either have had a lived experience of cancer as a patient or a caregiver, and we help match someone so that our members can connect with someone on the phone who truly gets it. There's a lot of evidence and research to highlight the benefits of peer support. Our volunteers providing peer support are not providing any clinical advice or recommendations, but they're really there to be that listening ear, to help walk with someone and feel that they are less isolated in their journey, and ensuring that that person on the other end of the phone is being heard. They're also a great resource for someone who's trying to learn how to use Wellspring, and our peer support volunteers can help someone find programs or services that might be most relevant for them and help register them into those programs. Just also to note, and I can show a bit more information on our website, but this is a little bit of what it would look like on our website. It'll come up with a bit of information about the benefits and impact and what to expect. For example, in a peer support session, they can click on this green button that says request an appointment. They can answer a couple of little questions about when they're available, and then it's as simple as that. We will then follow up with a phone call and connect with them. One of the key take-home messages today really is that membership at Wellspring is free and does not require any referral. How does someone become a member of Wellspring? They can either give us a call. We have incredible volunteers and team members answering our phones Monday to Friday, where we will assist someone to become a member over the telephone, or we have an online membership form on our website. Once someone receives and becomes a member, which is immediate, they then will get a welcome email and a follow-up phone call from one of our volunteers to welcome them to Wellspring, listen to their story, and help assist them in registering for programs and services. Once someone is a member, they're able to participate in programs and services online, over the phone, or in person. And again, we welcome people living with any type of cancer at any stage, as well as caregivers and children. This just provides a quick overview of what it might look like on our website, where someone simply just needs to pop in their name, email address, and they create a password. As soon as they've done that, they're able to register for programs. They will select whether they're an individual living with cancer, a caregiver or supporter, or perhaps someone like maybe yourselves who might be a healthcare provider. They then have the option of adding in additional information. And if you are assisting someone with filling in our membership form, we would love you to really encourage them to add more information to their profile. The more information on here, the better we are able to match them, maybe through peer support with someone who is living with a similar type of cancer, or we're able to have more information to help suggest different types of programs to meet their needs. Once they are a member, they are also able to access their own profile. On here, they can update their contact information. We're in the development phase of working on a household. So this is where people might be connected if both the person who's been diagnosed with cancer as well as the caregiver or maybe children are all registered. We can identify that as a family or a household. And then this is where they're all also able to see what programs they've been registered into and be able to cancel out of any programs as well. So this is a new section for those of you who might be familiar with our previous program registration site. This is one of our new components. I'm going to pause now and go to our website because I just want to highlight a couple of key areas on our website that might be of interest to you. In particular, I'm going to look at for healthcare and community partners. There is a section that's most relevant for you. And on here, I want to highlight to you where you can sign up for our newsletter as well as different speaker events. So our newsletter is specifically tailored to healthcare and community partners. It's a great way for keeping in touch about all that's happening at Wellspring and provides you with a bit of snapshot of information to pass on to your communities or clients you may be working with. There's also particular areas of our website where you're able to download resources or order resources, as well as look at opportunities for partnering and collaboration if that's of interest. So I'm just going to jump to our website and then come back to the PowerPoint after that. If there's any questions that have popped up so far, please feel free to unmute or pop them in the chat and I can answer them as we transition there. A few really quick things that I just want to draw your attention to. So under the Getting Started tab here, this is where someone can select what's most relevant for them. Are they someone living with cancer, a caregiver, a healthcare or community partner, or do they want to support Wellspring? Also on our homepage, there's a very quick direct tab here called Join for Free. So if I click on that, and I encourage you to take some of this information away as a way that maybe you can help support someone who is living with cancer in your community and help them navigate our website. It's got some good information here about Wellspring and what we do. Under the Getting Started tab, if you were to select that you're a healthcare partner or a healthcare or community partner, you can read about some different ways that we work with our healthcare professionals, how you might like to get involved. Our best email address for ordering resources is the outreach at Wellspring Alberta. And here is where you can click to sign up for our newsletter or sign up for different events. Below here, continuing to scroll down, we also have a wide variety of resources that you can download, whether that's information for social media, brochures and posters. We have slide decks if you have access to TV screens in different clinics, videos. We have a whole YouTube site and a resource specific for healthcare providers. We also will regularly mail out hard copies. So if that's of interest too, please do reach out to myself or you can email our outreach at wellspring.ca. If you are assisting someone to become a member someone in your community might be living with cancer, they can read about what we do and then it's as simple as clicking the sign up button here, which will take them to that page you saw earlier on the slide around creating a password and popping in some brief details there to become a member. One little tip is sometimes our website takes you back to our broader Wellspring website. Just make sure if you're looking in the top left corner here, if it doesn't say Alberta, you might need to click under locations and click Alberta there. Once you're on our page under locations, it comes up with some more specific information about where we are running our in-person programs or how we're supporting folks in our regional and rural communities as well. Under programs, I just would like to show you this as well very briefly. This is our new registration system of how someone is able to access our programs. And it is a helpful tool as healthcare professionals to be able to look at our calendar, to be able to identify when different programs are on. The best way is to really use some of these drop-down tabs here. So for now, I'm just going to click, I'm only interested in online programs, let's say exercise and movement based, designed for, I'm just going to say for caregivers under Wellspring Alberta. And I want to view that as a calendar. So this shows, and actually a month is too big, so let's have a look at it in a week. So just bear with it as it jumps around a little bit. There we go. This then looking at a week is you're able then to go through and see, okay, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, what programs are on that is specific to that criteria I selected. If they're gray, that just simply means that that program's already run this week. And you can see here, we're looking at different yoga or exercise programs or Qigong. If I was to click on one of these, for example, it comes up with a bit of information about what to expect in the session, the different types. This is for yoga specifically, the different types of yoga programs provided at Wellspring, the benefits and impacts. And then on the right-hand side here, you can see the different sessions that are available. And if someone was interested, for example, in specifically cancer for recovery and well-being, they could click on this. Comes up with the different dates of times. For me, it's saying that I'm an interested guest because I have not logged in as a member. They could log in as a member or sign up to be a member and simply register there. And then as this is an online program, they will then get emailed the Zoom link for that program. You can also go through our long list and have a look at the diversity of programming here. So anything from art programs to brain fog, looking at different types of programs specific for caregivers, drumming, exercise and educate, food and nutrition, a healing journey, and you get the idea. There's a wide variety of programming here: breathing, kids in the kitchen, men's groups, mindfulness-based cancer recovery, music, open art studios, and the list goes on. You're welcome to click on any of these programs, for example, returning to work, and again, read a little bit more about what this program's about and see when it's available there. Another very quick helpful tool is to use the search bar. So if you're looking for brain fog, you could type in brain and it just will help shrink that. So I'm going to move on, but welcome any questions. But I think that it's helpful for you as healthcare professionals to have a little play in our registration system there so that you feel confident and equipped with sharing that knowledge with those people who it might be relevant for that you're working closely with. Okay, I'm going to jump back to my PowerPoint, but again, if there's any questions, pop them through as we're moving and jumping around a little bit. Moving forward, I think that it's just important to note here as well that there are some key slides. So if you're assisting someone with trying to register for Wellspring or getting into programs, encourage them to go to that Getting Started tab, Becoming a Member. Note that they'll immediately then be able to register into programs. You now know what our program registration system and calendar looks like. And just, I guess, to re-emphasize that we welcome people with any type of cancer at any stage along their journey, as well as caregivers and children. So expanding our reach, as I mentioned earlier, in 2020, Wellspring Alberta launched our outreach strategy. And since then, we've really made a big effort to be able to expand our programming to people who are living all across Alberta, as well as learn and continue to identify opportunities for building stronger cancer support communities locally. We know that significant differences exist in service availability and accessibility of cancer support across the province. We are dedicated at Wellspring to building those stronger communities in regions outside of Calgary and Edmonton. And we do this through a community participatory approach so that any new initiatives or programs that are created in community are based on the needs of people living with cancer in that specific community. We're excited to share that our key focuses for 2024 in terms of in-person programming is focused on Medicine Hat and Grand Prairie. So there are two next key priority communities for in-person programming. I also leave tomorrow on a road trip where I'll be traveling to Drayton Valley, Whitecourt, Barhead, Bonnyville, and Lloydminster to engage with those key communities, deliver presentations, connect with the cancer centres in those communities, connect with people who are living with cancer, understand what programs and services are currently available, and where Wellspring can maybe help play a role in building a stronger cancer support community locally. We have launched in-person programming, as I mentioned earlier, in both Red Deer and Lethbridge, and we have a Cancer Connect program running there. We have local professionals who are facilitating that monthly Cancer Connect program. It has been operating for 12 months now, and we are continuing to evaluate this program and are receiving amazing feedback about how appreciated people are to have a safe space to connect with someone in their community who gets it. And that's the words we most often hear is people want to connect with someone who truly gets it and has walked in those shoes. So we're excited to continue to be expanding our reach there. To give you a little bit of an overview, and this data is a little bit old now, it was captured in October of 2023, so our numbers would have increased from then. But just to give you an idea, since our outreach strategy began in March of 2020, Wellspring Alberta has served over 1,000 members living in 137 different outreach communities throughout Alberta. And that's outside, not including Calgary and Edmonton. So we're really proud of the growth, and we also know that there is a lot more that we can continue to do over time to continue to provide equitable cancer support services across the province. The way that we drive our outreach strategy is with huge gratitude to our amazing Community Connector volunteer team. We are looking and always looking for more volunteers. So if this is relevant for you or you know someone in your community who might be interested in being a community connector, please send them to our website or send them my way. Our community connectors are the voice of their local communities. They are the experts of their community, and I'm one of the staff members that they may work closely with as an expert from Wellspring. So together we bring our knowledge and skills and work together to understand the needs and opportunities for building those stronger cancer support communities locally, for getting the word out there about Wellspring, for building in-person programs or connecting people to services or support programs that are going to be most relevant for them. We currently have 16 community connectors from 10 different communities across Alberta. And we are really excited and we're very proud to have recently received the Northern Lights Award, a very prestigious volunteer recognition award for our community connector team. So they're a growing team. They're incredible individuals who I personally feel very privileged to work with every day, and they are fundamental for the sustainability and growth of our outreach strategy. We often get this question about how are we funded if we're doing all of this amazing work across the province. So I like to mention this at the end here as we start to wrap up. But Wellspring Alberta does not receive any core government or agency funding. We are a non-for-profit organisation, and 100% of our funding comes from the generosity of the community. Uh, it is through the generosity of the community that we're able to fulfill our mission to ensure that no one has to face cancer alone and provide our programs and services free of charge for anyone living with cancer, including caregivers. And people support us in many different ways, whether that be through events and fundraising, legacy gifts, becoming a monthly donor, employee giving, or providing in-kind support like volunteering. If you have any questions at all about our funding or how you might like to give yourselves, we do have a website and would be more than happy to connect with you at any time. Also at Wellspring, we work very closely and collaborate with many different agencies, from Alberta Health Services to Lethbridge Family Services. There are a number that have been listed on the slide here. This is only a snapshot of the diversity of different community-based and health-based organisations that we strongly collaborate with, and are very grateful for our relationships and partnerships here. So some important takeaways. Healthcare professionals are the #1 way that people find out about Wellspring Alberta. We're incredibly grateful for your referrals, for spreading the word about us, for assisting your clients or patients in being able to register for Wellspring or register into programs. And we just are really grateful for your support. So thank you so much for that. We couldn't do what we do without you. We encourage you to download our resources via our website or order. If you need some hard copy brochures or posters, please reach out to us. Please, if you have the capacity to do so, help assist those in your community to become a member of Wellspring or encourage them to give us a call, and then we can provide that time over the phone. You are also encouraged to sign up for our Health and Community Partner newsletter or become a member on our website under that banner of Healthcare Professional. Also encourage you to participate in our public programs like our speaker series, or if you're someone who would like to deliver a presentation, we're always interested in hearing from you. You're also welcome to come for a tour of our houses. So if you are passing through Calgary or Edmonton, please stop by our centres and come for a tour. It's a really great way of understanding the essence of Wellspring and seeing and feeling what it is that we do every day. It's also a helpful message to send to maybe any of your clients or patients who might be traveling for treatment. If they're traveling to Calgary or Edmonton, they're always welcome to stop by our centres to come have a cup of tea, talk to one of our volunteers or another member. We provide a safe and relaxing space if someone needs somewhere to rest. Between appointments, or if they're interested in learning more about Wellspring, we might be able to get them into a program depending on the schedule, but please encourage them to pop by our centres as well. Also welcome your feedback about what's happening in your community. What do you see as needs and where there might be opportunities to partner and collaborate together? So I'm going to pause there. I can go back to our website and show you a few more key pages, but I really wanted to leave some time to hear from you and respect your time in your busy schedules today. So welcome any questions or feedback there. I can see one in the chat. Crystal, thank you so much for helping answer that around our programs available in Fort McMurray. They are not available in person in Fort McMurray, but anyone living in Fort McMurray is most certainly able to access our online programs or our telephone-based programs. So I hope that helps answer that question, Kimberly.
I did see Kimberly followed up asking if there were community connectors in Fort McMurray.
Great question, Kimberly. We don't actually have a community connector in Fort McMurray yet. We would love one. So if you know of anyone who might be interested, or if you're interested yourself, we welcome you to reach out. We have on our website a volunteer volunteer page and an expression of interest form. So filling that in is the best way to get engaged. We also have our community connector position description available on our website as well, so someone can read a little bit more about that role. But we welcome community connectors from any and every community. It is a really great way of being able to learn more about that community specifically. And it's a great question. Thank you. And Gina has just added the link in. Thanks, Gina. So that's in the chat there as well. I hope that that's been helpful information. I'm happy to stick around and answer any questions or any feedback. I also have two colleagues here from Wellspring who've joined in today, which is great. So thank you as well, Gina and Crystal, for coming along, and they're also here to be able to help answer any questions. So let us know if you have any ideas on what we could be doing to support your community or help get the word out there as well.